an exciting 2017, and once again, it is my absolute pleasure to be standing here and to welcome you all to Yamaha Motor Europe's World Press Premiere for Eicma 2017. Thanks to all the journalists here in Milan and Yamaha colleagues as well. But I'd also like to take this chance to address all those people around the world too who are following us on live streaming on Yamaha's official Facebook page. You are going to want to stick with us all the way through, right to the very end, because I've seen the script, as you might imagine, and there are a lot of surprises coming for you tonight from Yamaha. Now, it's been a few years now that I've been up here on this stage every November to celebrate Yamaha's successes, and I'm really pleased to be doing so once again after more outstanding results over the last 12 months. And in the next hour or so, we're going to take a look at the company's new strategies and, most importantly, discover together the next chapters in the brand's incredible journey by unveiling here on this stage tonight some seriously impressive products for 2018. Like, you've seen the setup and all these elements behind me and all around the auditorium. That should make tonight's theme clear. Pioneers of emotion. We're in the vast Yamaha universe, which, as we all know, is constantly growing, evolving, creating new worlds and expanding its frontiers. So if any of you are getting involved in social media back home, it goes for you as well here in the auditorium tonight. The official hashtag of this evening is Pioneers of Emotion. So use that on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you use that, and we'll connect everyone's images and what you've seen here tonight on the stage. But to describe what Yamaha means by being pioneers of emotion, and to start us on our exploration of the Yamaha universe of today, there is no better person, I don't think, than the one leading Yamaha Motor Europe into this next phase of its journey. So please give a warm welcome up onto the stage, the President of Yamaha Motor Europe, Mr. Kazuhiro Kuwata. Good evening, Kuwata-san. I'll leave the stage to you. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Yamaha Motor Europe, may I officially welcome you here tonight and thank you for joining us to another special evening with our company. As you are aware, the world of personal mobility continues to expand, fueled by new technologies. The passion of those who make the product, and by the passion of those who need and love the product. With this dynamic background, Yamaha has never stopped exploring for something more than just pure mobility. In essence, we are looking for that emotion that in Japanese we describe Kando. Always trying to offer new experience to our customers to enrich their lives and ultimately being pioneers of emotion. In fact, this is demonstrated through the model lineup of today by offering unique value within which both passion and emotion are crucial elements. Tonight, you will have the opportunity to ride an exciting journey through the dynamic and never-ending world of Yamaha. We are a company and brand which will never rest on its success. Our DNA ensure we are committed to explore unknown territory and create new worlds. Each one strongly characterized by its unique identity, looking not just at today's needs, but in the future, in order to generate new emotions. I would now like to welcome to the stage the man who have led our company over recent years and through some of our key milestones. The president of Yamaha Motor Company, who will explain in more detail both our brand vision and strategy. Once again, may I personally thank you for joining us for our Eicma Press Premiere 2017. Please now welcome to the stage Mr. Hiroyuki Yanagi.
Great to be back with you all here in Europe, and I'm very happy to officially welcome you to this special evening for Yamaha. We are all working in a dynamic, exciting industry, and I'd like to start my presentation tonight by talking about Yamaha and passion. Firstly, two Yamahas and one passion. With this, I'm referring to Yamaha Corporation and Yamaha Motor Company. We share the same commitment and passion. Passion for quality, innovation, and for exceeding customers' expectation both with products and the experiences they have when using products across all ages, cultures, and communities. We must use this passion to commit to and demonstrate a brand slogan and promise, "Revs your heart," to all of our customers and stakeholders. A strong desire and passion is to deliver ever greater excitement to the hearts of people everywhere, like the rising revs of an engine, and to create exceptional value and experiences that enrich the lives of our customers. From a long-term perspective, Yamaha will continue to evolve as a unique company to realize our brand slogan, "Revs your heart." So what actually is the unique style of Yamaha? It includes our engineering, manufacturing, sales and marketing, and customer support, all of which are built on challenging for innovation, creating excitement, ensuring confidence, captivating emotions, and building strong ties with customers for life. This is what makes us different. Looking ahead to the future, our growth strategy includes the growing world of personal mobility, be it 2, 3, or 4 wheels. We must be an active player in this segment. However, we must do it in Yamaha's way and style. Please watch this short video. Please. Yamaha created the world's first personal mobility with the power assist system concept and technology and have continued to develop this market. This next video introduces the new YPJ series, including our road and mountain sports models. Please. Motorcycle brands, including our racing technology, MT Master of Top, Max Sports Commuter, YZ Off-Road Competition, and others, offer Yamaha's unique values to customers all over the world. Yamaha continues to commit to developing strong motorcycle brands backed by technology and innovation. LMW Leaning Multi-Wheel is one of the segments that Yamaha is committed to developing through leading technologies and innovations. Tricity is a city commuter with a 125 or 150cc engine that has already been introduced to 30 markets around the world. Niken, a brand new model that will be presented tonight, is a sport tourer with a 3-cylinder 850cc engine. MWC4 is an EV concept model with 4 leaning wheels that enable us to drive with flexibility and agility in city traffic. What does a Yamaha style 4-wheel car look like? First, please watch this short video. Video shows the testing of 2 prototypes, Motive City Girl concept presented in 2013 and Sport Ride concept presented in 2015. the cross-hub concept that has just been presented at this year's Tokyo Motor Show. It is a sports utility vehicle concept that fits in with active and urban lifestyles offering to Yamaha fans. My last presentation tonight is about Moro, a R1 riding robot. This video shows its recent developments. Please. As shown in this video, during the last 3 years, Morobot's capabilities have grown and developed, and he is now able to adjust his driving course, control his speed, acceleration and deceleration, and maintain his position and posture. And now he has reached speeds of 200 kph plus. Although he has not beaten Valentino Rossi yet, he is now close to competing with him. Motorbots is steadily continuing to develop his skills and capabilities. We commit to beat Valentino within a couple of years. Lastly, I'd like to express my great faith in our passion and energy for creating innovation, excitement, confidence, emotion, and ties with customers. This passion and energy will result in leading technologies and products for the future. This is what motivates me and drives Yamaha to deliver ever greater products to always exceed the expectations of our customers, and proudly say that Yamaha is tonight and will remain in the future pioneers of emotion. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy the rest of the presentation today. Thank you.
So our journey into the Yamaha universe has officially begun now, and we've arrived, as you can see behind me, in the world of the dark side of Japan. Now this world refers to Yamaha's hyper-naked models, and with it we get our first introduction, first presentation of the evening, and this is the new MT-09 SP. This is the premium spec SP version of the MT-09. Of course, that is the bike which opened up a new era for Yamaha in late 2013, and since then has captured the imagination of lots and lots and lots of riders who are all looking for a new direction. But to better understand why Yamaha's distinctive hyper-naked models have made such an indelible impression on the world of motorcycling, how this successful story just gets better and better, and of course all the specifications of this new bike, I'd like to welcome up onto the stage the Yamaha Motor Europe Power Two-Wheeler Division Manager, Mr. Clément Villet. Thank you for joining us tonight.
It's
great to have you up here on stage.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, especially to talk about such a nice bike.
Yeah, this is obviously our first introduction of the evening, first discovery.
Yes. It's an important introduction, especially if we look back at what happened since 2013 when we launched the first MT-09 on the market, and how we can consider that it has really redefined the world of street bikes, naked bikes, and the incredible success it became. So, yes, I'm very happy to be there for the 9SP tonight. But I think if we look at the bike, we clearly understand why it happened at the end. Because this bike is a perfect combination of a compact chassis, upright riding position, wide handlebars. The MT-09 is very agile, also thanks to the CP3 engine, strong torque, very strong engine, and of course it gives some crazy emotions. I think this bike really makes you rediscovering why you've been attracted by motorcycle, clearly. And in a way, when I think about what Mr. Yanagi, Mr. Kuwata was saying a few minutes ago, you really understand why I think Yamaha is giving so strong emotions, why we are pioneers of emotion when it's about riding those kind of bikes, clearly. In fact, riding emotion is something especially related to MT, what we like to call torquing riding emotion in Yamaha. Now, clearly, strong bike, and we are very proud of it.
I bet you are. Obviously, this is the SP version, so
yes.
That pushes the MT experience that little bit further, doesn't it?
Yes, clearly, MT-09, but SP, and I would say that it clearly pushes even further the extreme emotion you can get on it. Yes. But you know, the SP naming is only allocated to very specific, very exclusive models. I think you were lucky last year because you were the one introducing MT-10 SP.
The MT-10 SP, yeah.
Yes, you're right. MT-09 SP, I would say, is the proud sister of MT-10 SP.
Oh, I think she could be very proud indeed, can't she? Brilliant stuff, Clément. It does sound all ready to hit the road. I'm sure there's a lot of people already looking enviously at it as well. But I guess we'll probably like to take a bit of a deeper look into the highlights of this new bike. You've mentioned a couple of bits on there, but we can see some of the key features. Of course, that 850cc, that CP3 engine, which has been so successful, the usual electronic gizmos and such. You can see all the little details as well, the blue rims, even the little things like the blue stitching on the seats. It is pretty...
Yes, the finishing is very exclusive. We found this perfect combination, the grey, the blue. We have on the 10SP as well, clearly emphasizing the design on the high-spec components we have on the bike. I've been lucky enough to test the bike, and I can tell you that the precision and the comfort you get, especially thanks to the suspension package you have on it. I mean, we have a fully adjustable front fork, we have also the all-in remotely adjustable rear shock. No, it's a perfect package, I think.
It sounds great, it looks fantastic. It's our first presentation of the evening. However, I'm guessing, seeing as we've got you up here on stage, Clément, that it's not the only thing we've got from Yamaha's hyper-naked segment. Is that right?
Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. I feel lucky because I think we have another important introduction to talk about tonight. Absolutely. If we look back, I told you, in 2013, MT-09, the first born. And then 2014, second born, MT-07 appeared on the market. Clearly, if we remember, I think we have all tested those bikes. You've been testing, I know that. very exciting to ride, very strong, super strong torque, easy agility, high technology, and important for MTs, affordable prices. But in fact, MT families is now made of 7 models, going from the 125cc to the 1000cc. And all these family is a huge success in Europe, but not only. Clearly, I would say that the MT range really revs your heart.
That's good. That's what we want to hear as well. You just mentioned some of the sales figures, some of the...
Yes, that's my daily duties in Yamaha. So I feel, of course, it's absolutely crucial for me to give you a few figures. We have this on this slide, the total hyper-naked, the total Yamaha hyper-naked cumulative sales in Europe. And if we look what happened from 2013 to 2017, we've seen that year by year, we've been, increasing our sales from 35,000 units immediately to close to more than 50,000 at the end of the year. We will reach with MT family, which is a huge success, I would say. More than 167,000 units sold in the market cumulative in Europe. It means that if we look also those two figures, from 8, we reach now 47%. And in fact, MT's hyper-naked family represent 47% of total Yamaha motorcycle sales in Europe, which is pretty significant. But if we also pay attention on this graph, we have the percentage of a very specific one. A bike which represents nowadays 55% of our total MT sales. And for this one, I'm talking about MT-07, I think it was also time for changes, like it was for the MT-09 last year. So, it's time for change.
Okay, I like to hear it. It sounds good to me. Let's make our second presentation of the evening then. its previous guys, the best got better.
I think MT-07 remain, the perfect package, combination of ultra-responsive engine character, compact chassis, low weight, super agility, very easy handling bike, amazing package, as I said. But I would say that also, on top of how it looks, what it is, it gives incredible emotions, incredible riding emotions. And one of the very specific things about MT-07 is that, in fact, this bike has been able to attract a very wide range of customers. And that is probably the most impressive thing. If we consider all the customers we have young customers, not so young, new customers, experienced customer, male, female. When I say experience or less experience, I'm talking about the A license owner, A2 rider. At the end, we have the 35, 55 kilowatts. So this bike is capable to attract every kind of riders. I think it's really a multifaceted character bike, clearly.
Really versatile as well, and this moves it on another step.
Yes, if you look at the design, I think the bike is getting even more mature. I think we also feel the family feeling versus MT-09, clearly more mature. Yes, the design has been improved, but I think we have a few highlights.
Yeah, let's have a look at the spec of the bike then, and you can talk us through some of those highlights. You mentioned already that CP2, the 689cc engine, but the new body design was something you mentioned before.
Yes, I talked about the body design. Of course, I talked also about the very strong engine, the famous CP2 engine we have. But I would say that in terms of design, which makes the bike even more mature, is the perfect integration of the new headlight, the new tail light, and also, I would say the riding experience is getting even better thanks to an improved suspension package, and especially thanks to the sportier comfort settings we have on this bike. I think it's very nice bike.
It's great to see, it looks great. I think a few people already as well will be looking at that, thinking that could be my step into the world of the MT. Brilliant stuff. Clement, thank you so much for your insight into Yamaha's hypernaking segment. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Clement Villet.
Thank you.
Thank you. Another change in scenery for us. Just imagine we've been transported to another planet, a new planet, a place that's designed for the lovers of sport touring. I don't know if you've heard about Roads of Life, I'm sure some of you have done, but to give you an insight into the brand's sport touring strategy for 2018 and into the meaning of Roads of Life for Yamaha, I'd now like to welcome up onto stage Yamaha Motor Europe's Marketing Division Manager, Mr. Paolo Pavezio, to join me if you want to go on to stage. Paolo. Good evening, Paolo. Roads of Life then. Come on, talk us through it.
Yes, of course. First, good evening to everyone. Good evening to the Yamaha colleagues. Good evening to the media who has joined us, but also good evening to all the fans looking to us on Facebook. I hope there are really many. Yes, coming to your question, Roads of Life, what does it mean? I think we have to start from the way Yamaha is trying to approach the market. We call ourselves internally a multi-specialist. So we really try to work in order to give to each specific customer group the best we can inside the segment they are focusing. This goes from the product, of course, because product is always the base, but also we try to work around customer services and customer program, which are increasing the pleasure in enjoying the motorcycle. And at the end, we try to give a name, which is basically synthesizing what does it mean being in love with sport touring motorcycle in this case. Sport touring motorcycle, like motorcycle in general, is about enjoying riding on the roads and looking for the best moment of your life. You're really building memories when you ride a bike and when you ride a sport touring machine. So finally, Roads of Life means this, but it's not, as I was saying before, just about finding a slogan. It's about feeding the customer with right opportunity to enjoy. Because, you know, sometimes you can go for a ride in the weekend on the roads, you know, since your whole life, and it's fantastic. But there are more destinations to explore in the world. So we have worked around the program that is called Destination Yamaha Motor, which is already offering today more than 80 dream destinations, where you can really push further the emotion and the passion you can get to a motorcycle. And of course, because we are here to talk about the product, it goes with the product. We just to respect the promises we do in every segment, and in the case of sport touring, I think we are really feeding these promises, going from the iconic FJR to the newly launched Tracer 700 that was just introduced last year.
And in terms of segments within Yamaha, sport touring, I understand has become one of the most dynamic, one of the most important parts of the whole Yamaha marketplace. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. We will see a few slides because yes, hypermarket is the most successful segment for Yamaha, but here we're talking about the second most successful segment. You see from 2013 here on the slide, it was a basically restart from Yamaha in Europe, and you can see how also in this segment the success has really become important, arriving to over 65,000 units sold from 2013 to 2017. But most relevant is to see the weight of sport touring segment inside the total Yamaha motorcycle sales in Europe, which is from 7% rose up to 20%, to show that the commitment we had in the product was really matching the customer needs and desire with a very wide and I think strong product lineup there. But in the same way we have done for Hypermarket, there is a bike which has particularly touched the needs and what European customers were looking for. And we are talking about the Tracer 900. Tracer 900 is representing 55% of today's total sales in the sport touring segment. It doesn't mean that in 3 years, only 3 years from the introduction, 15, 16, 17.
GT. You didn't tell us there were going to be 2 bikes coming out in Ireland.
Yes, it was a big surprise that they kept for you. Now, seriously, we are listening to customers. We try to really understand what they are looking for us, and then we felt the solution was not just to launch a new Tracer 900, but 2. And I'm going to explain you briefly why. So, of course, when you talk about a bike like this, you really start from the engine, and the engine is the heart of this machine. It's the fantastic engine that is feeding the MT-09, and that is remaining the core of the bike. But on top of the engine, we've worked really to completely renew the machine. So you will see the really family feeling present in the bike, but all the design is completely new. And then we focus on the rider, because the rider has now a much better riding position. We have made the handlebar narrower. We have worked also on the aerodynamics, on the deflector on the handlebar to give a more comfortable experience, both to the rider and to the passenger. Because of course the new seat is feeding also a better driving position for the passenger, together with the new position for the foot and the new grab bar. But yes, it's about the ergonomic of the bike, it's about the design, but it's also about the chassis. We have redesigned the rear swing arm to feed more touring functionality inside the bike. We will see, let's say, a bit more clearly on the Tracer 900.
Yeah, we've got the spec now coming up of the Tracer 900 GT up there as well. So that's the 900, this is the GT version.
Yes, this is a GT version. It's getting all the benefit of the new Tracer 900 Plus. Because we know there are customers looking for more, for a richer package, and we have delivered to them. In a way, like Lemon was explaining For the MT-09 SP, is looking to customers that are looking for the maximum, and in this case is pretty much the same. I see here in front of me, and you see on the picture, a full color TFT instrument panel. Then the bike, of course, has a fully adjustable front fork, and preload adjuster now is remote, so you can easily adjust the bike if you have a passenger, or if you are fitting, let's say, more load on the bike. We will talk later about the outside cases, because the bikes also come with quick shifter, so for a sporty riding, because still one of the key points of the Tracer is the adrenaline the bike can deliver. It comes with cruise control, which is really helping the touring functionality, and heated grips to ride and really enjoy the ride in any weather condition. But also, as I was saying, the GT package is fully equipped as a standard with the new hard side cases, color matching, which are really making the bike suitable for also long distance touring. Of course, those side cases you can also fit as a genuine accessory on the new Tracer 900, but with the GT they are coming to really complete this premium package.
Brilliant stuff, thanks for that brilliant explanation, Paolo. Ladies and gentlemen, the new Yamaha Tracer 900 and the Tracer 900 GT. Thank you, Paolo.
Thank you.
So our journey into Yamaha's universe goes on and now ends up in another very emotional world, the adventure segment, for one which Yamaha has always had a close relationship with, having pioneered the development of some legendary motorcycles since the 1970s. To explore this fascinating and exciting segment, I'd like to invite up onto stage the man who over the last few years has helped me unveil many new Yamaha models. Please welcome Yamaha Motor Europe's Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Eric Dessein. Good evening, Eric. Welcome back up onto the stage. Great to be up here again with you for an Eicma press premiere.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a pleasure to be there because we know that it's somewhere the starting point of a new future. We are just discovering new talents, and the bikes are talents. I will try to them to be talentless. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from my side also. Very happy to be there. And we are there to speak now about adventure. Adventure is a part of our history, as you said, from the 70s years. Remember, Yamaha has been starting with trail bikes, and then suddenly we arrive at the end of the 70 years with the XT500 76. It was a revolution, monocylinder, good torque, good reliability, and finally helping all a generation of riders to discover the world with a motorcycle. And in that time, perhaps you remember, the first Dakar has been set up by Thierry Sabine in '79, and then immediately the combination of this racing activity, adventure, spirit, and the XT500 has become a legend. And after some years, we have been experiencing having very good results because we won the first edition of the Dakar, but after some edition, we have been developing the new concept, new bike, with cantilever,
It was all around me. I found my passion flowing through the sand of lost desert. I crossed it all the way, straight to the end. I saw my struggle rising up into the sky, but I was faster. I met my fear. It was there on the edge of a cliff. It whispered, turn back. The next horizon is out of your reach. Oh, shut up. You're nothing but dust. A jump. A thrill. A corner. Another thrill. Impossible to stop. And then, oh, freedom. I dived into it and breathed it in. This is why I keep on riding horizon after horizon. This is how I always get to the next one. Yamaha Tenere 700 world record. Next horizon.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause please for the Tenere 700 world wave. And it's been brought onto the stage by the supremely talented Adrian van Beveren as well. Please give a big welcome to the official rider of the Yamaha riding team. Adrian, thank you so much for being here tonight. I seem to remember last time I met Adrian, he was up on stage on the T7 concept bike. I think that was right, wasn't it, last year at this event. Before I ask you a few questions, make yourself comfortable up here on stage. Eric, maybe you could tell us a little bit more about this prototype.
Yeah, what we can say is, as I've said before, the heart of this bike is firstly the engine, which is very compact, CP2, so twin parallel engine, 698 centimeters cube, and the torque, agility, lightweight is the base. And then based on that, we have been developing a specific frame, taking care about the seat height, because seat height is always a problem on off-road bikes, so we try to make it reasonable, I cannot say low, but reasonable. And also we were considering enough tank capacity to get range autonomy, which is enough and sufficient to make long distance. And then after, you know, we have in our range already the Tracer 700, which is a very versatile GT bike, so for road usage. So this one is absolutely off-road bike. And then we have been considering everything. We could connect from the WRF450 racing bike of Adrian on that bike. So you have upside down front fork and 43 millimeters diameter, which is really strong. And you have also, if you look, even the exhaust line, the line of the pipe and position of the muffler is exactly similar to our rally bike. Also the front face, so the protection is really efficient, with absolutely the same eyes as the racing bike of Adrian. So everything has been done to keep the weight under control. So it's a light bike, pure off-road bike, and if you consider the WRF450, this is really the older or the bigger sister of the WRF450. So it's really a new adventure concept. Also when I see the bike, because you can see the riding position is as good when you are seated or when you stand up. And really when you stand up, you feel absolutely comfortable and control. The narrowness of the tank make that you can play with the legs and control the bike very well. So it's very promising. And finally, the most difficult point of that bike is just to wait. Because really, honestly, every time you turn around, you just want to ride it and to go for a ride. And unfortunately, we have to wait.
We have to wait a little bit for it. We've got the colour scheme, we've got the carbon fibre bodywork, but it does look ready to get out there, to go on tour.
Yeah, you can see when you turn around, you can see that the bike is already finished. And also we wanted to keep the colour scheme also inspired from our Dakar bikes, because this is also our roots. Always we have been connecting our adventure bike to this fantastic race and spirit. And this is why, again, we have this combination, which is close to our racing African bike. So next year, we will have this World Raid, because the World Raid is about this testing program we wanted to experience. And we will go on all continents. America, North and South America, Asia, Africa, Europe. And all this round will be executed by different key riders some are legendary riders of Yamaha, but not only. And the idea is really to test the bike, but also to meet fans, supporters, people who love this kind of bike, and to learn from them to be sure that we can finalize properly this prototype for the final version the customer will buy.
Where better to develop it off-road around the world. Adrian, we'll talk to you about that in a second, but just a couple of months away, I think 2 months you were saying earlier on, before you go back on your Dakar rally adventure. You all set, all ready for it after what was a great year earlier on at the start of this year?
Yeah, hello everybody. 2 months like today will be the start of the next Dakar, will be my third Dakar. I'm really happy this year. We did a lot of work with all the team. We developed the bike a lot. I can tell you tonight that my 450 is going close to 180 per hour on top speed. So we are ready to fight for the top of the Dakar. And I did a lot of navigation trainings. I did a lot of rallies this year, World Championship. I won some stages. So my goal is clear.
We can't wait to see you out there as well. Now, that sounds amazing in itself. But Eric mentions legendary riders like yourself are going to be out there and actually taking the first steps, the first adventures with this prototype. And after the Dakar Rally, am I right in saying that once the competition's finished, you're going to take this bike on some of the same routes that the rally's been on? Is that right?
Yeah, this is true. I can't wait for that. will be definitely a different spirit for me, because I'm used to run this road of the Dakar with a racing spirit, you know. And to do it with more adventure spirit with this bike, maybe having more time to enjoy the landscape will be sure a really great adventure.
You'll enjoy the landscape. I'm sure you'll enjoy the bike as well. Adrian, thank you so much for the moment. Good luck for the next Dakar Rally. It is a fantastic project, but I do know that the new Tenere 700 World Raid will not be alone on its worldwide trip. It's going to be kind of escorted, shall we say, by another incredible adventure bike.
While I was travelling deeper and deeper in the Atacama Desert, I collected every single word the wind shouted into my ears. I earned new friends and learned new ways to defy the heat. Across Bolivia and Patagonia, I put in my bags people's kindness, nature's bliss, and I've found so many ways of eating without cooking. And while in Argentina and Chile, I've filled my pockets with new faces and new habits. I'm Nick Sanders. I've travelled for more than 30 years on a motorcycle, and what I really want is to leave home right and come back with so much more. You need to take everything with that knowledge. Everything but things.
Yamaha Super Tenere Raid Edition. Fill up with adventure.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to the new XT1200ZE Super Tenere Raid Edition, and it's been ridden onto the stage by Nick Sanders. Now, Nick's one of the most famous ambassadors of Yamaha's real spirits of adventure. Nick, thank you so much for bringing this amazing adventure machine onto the stage with us. Before we speak to you, Nick, thanks for joining us as well. He's travelled quite a way to get here, but we'll talk about that in a second. Eric, first of all, tell us about this new model. Tell us about this bike.
Yeah, I would say easily that this bike is just the result of maturity, because we have been launching the Super Tenere some years ago, and then we have been improving it, especially when we have adapted electric suspension, and then this bike became a real very high performance bike for long touring distance and adventure. And probably if you look around you, you don't see so many super tenere in the cities. But if you go abroad, if you go on the desert, if you go on really adventure field, then you realize that you can see many. So this is where the bikes are. So we were considering that it was time now to propose a full version, fully equipped, like we are doing with our 1M or MT10 SP or even MT09 SP we have seen tonight, to consider how to fulfill the request and the demand of our customers with a full equipment fitting the bike. But it's the result of experience, and I think I have a very experienced guy next to me, and finally it was the result of his work, because you don't know that you work, but you are working, making all these kilometers to help us to develop this kind of version. So thanks, Nick, for your contribution.
Thank you, Nick, you've taken part in so many extreme challenges, most of those, shall we say, in recent years, all on Yamaha adventure bikes. You've set a few records, haven't you, along the way as well?
Well, Gavin, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, I have actually motorcycled around the world 7 times, and the fastest time that I did it was 19 days, 4 hours. And I've ridden the length of the Americas from Tierra del Fuego to Prudhoe Bay in Alaska 8 times, and the fastest time I did that was in 21 days, 8 hours, so both were records. In fact, I've just ridden from the United Kingdom to Mongolia, through Europe and through Russia and Siberia on the onset of winter, 15,000 kilometers, and I flew back day before yesterday, and I did it simply because I just wanted to. You know, Eric, I don't know what it's like for you, but I've ridden 750,000 kilometers in my riding life. And I just feel, because I'm a motorcyclist, I feel I'm still at the beginning again. You know, it's simple.
It's brilliant, it does sound amazing. I bet on all these travels, on those hundreds of thousands of kilometers that you've ridden around the world, you've met other people, other travellers along the way, motorcycle enthusiasts as well. And it seems a lot of people these days are looking for new destinations all the time.
Yeah, I mean, let me tell you what friendship is all about. You know, we've all got friends in our local towns. But you know, when you meet a motorcyclist coming towards you, and he or she may have ridden across the Himalayas or the Atacama Desert, and you may well have done the same thing too. Now, you meet up with that person, and you're having a conversation on the side of the road. We're not talking about lifestyle. We're talking about a way of life. We're talking about a way of being. You know, ladies and gentlemen, for me, motorcycling has been my life, and motorcycle adventure touring is a very special place in our sport. You know, it's full of emotion. It's full of passion. It's full of a depth of feeling. You know, some people say it comes from the heart. Can I just say that I think it comes further than that, and deeper than that, and more fundamental than that. I think it touches the soul, and it certainly does for me.
Yeah, and you take a lot of other people out there. Tell us about Destination Yamaha Motor and how that's helping other people get those same sensations.
Well, Yamaha have created this portal called Destination Yamaha, and basically they've gathered together some of the most highly professional motorcycle touring operators in the world, and they're prepared to take people who are not quite ready, if you like, for their first major journey. They want to give them a helping hand. They want to hold their hand. And I think it's a wonderful operation. I'm doing it myself next year. I'm taking people to Iran. I'm taking people to Vladivostok. And in that sense, we're all ambassadors to the sport. And we all come back and we tell our loved ones what we've done, and it can't be a bad thing to make the world a better place.
I've got to ask you while you're up here on stage though, what about the bike? You've ridden it, you've had a chance to have a ride, we saw that in the video. What do you make of it? What do you expect?
Well, I love it, you know, I ridden the Super Tenere, I did it non-stop, Tierra del Fuego to Alaska and then back down again, you know, 46,000 miles on it. You kind of get to know it. It's a great bike, it's lovely, it feels very super. You know, I love the look of it, I love the fact that now we've got this liquid-cooled engine. It's never going to break down. You don't realise I've ridden 500,000 miles on a Yamaha, and it's never broken down once, ever. That says something about the engineering quality of what we're dealing with here.
How did you do so many miles and staying so young?
Oh, well, there we are. You go flatterer.
It means that you were riding also in the night and day and night and day.
You're riding, you're riding day and night, but you're happy doing it. Because it's something that you believe in. It's something that you want to do. You know, you're not a prisoner to your conscience. You're not a prisoner to your job. You've somehow extracted your way from out of all of that. And this is what motorcyclists want to do in this very particular sector. They want to get away from the burden and the drudgery of their life, the difficulties at home. They want to get on that bike and they want to ride across towards the horizon. It's as simple as that.
And there's a lot of people here and at home as well, I'm sure, want to come and join you on one of those adventures. Nick, thank you so much for sharing this. Adrian, thank you as well for being up here on stage with us. Ladies and gentlemen, the Yamaha Tenere 700 World Raid and the Super Tenere XT 1200 ZE. Thank you very much for presenting them to us, Nick and Adrian. Thanks, Eric, as well.
Thank you.
We're a special stage of our journey now. Valentino an introduction, but I think you already know we've got the 9-time world champion up on stage. Ciao, Valentino.
Ciao, Kevin.
Good evening.
Why you stay so far?
Well, also, I want to know why you're not on a bike. Every year I come here and you ride a bike here.
Usually, yes. Usually, I'm coming with the new model, but this night is a bit different.
A little bit special.
Yeah, I am like a Yamaha ambassador.
Okay.
Okay.
The
So
Yamaha role.
I make the step.
Yeah. You've been watching backstage?
Yeah, for sure. I watched all the show. It was great, and I'm so happy to be here. Also because Yamaha is a part of my life, in my career for sure. With that one, I did a lot of races, a lot of great results, and also in my private life, in my free time, I always use Yamahas. I always use the T-Max for go at the beach on the summer. I use the 450 for training at the range.
I saw the Instagram. You had photos from this week. You've been doing it again, haven't you?
Yeah, Saturday we have tried the new model, the 2018, and I'm so happy because the bike is good, and we developed together during last year, and also because Yamaha have the same style, no? The same approach.
Same motivation.
A lot of people ask to me about motivation after a long career. No?
Yeah,
and,
I'm one of those people. I'm sorry. Always.
And always try to be stronger, to go faster, and never stop. So I'm very proud this night to introduce a new animal,
right?
Something special, designed that Yamaha never stop, and a new model that really looks to the future. So
here we go. A real revolution. Is that
real revolution?
A revolution.
Okay. You are ready?
Okay. Here we go.
We try.
Valentino Rossi. And for the first time here in Europe, live and in the flesh, this is the new Yamaha Nikon. It looks amazing. I can see flash bulbs going off all over. I'm sorry if I'm in the way because I know you're going to be wanting taking photos. But Valentino, what was your first impression of this terrific brand new animal?
It's amazing, unbelievable. It's a real animal, yes.
It's truly, truly unique. Do you know what? I'd like to invite back up on the stage Mr. Eric Desser. Eric, I'd like you to come back up. Round of applause for Eric, please. And maybe you can explain a little bit better about... Explain us a little bit more about this first ever three-wheel leaning motorcycle.
Yes, as you said, this is the first ever three-leaning wheels motorcycle, which is absolutely a revolution. But it's not only words. It's also, we speak about technology, and we speak about technology which gives benefit to the customer. Because since the foundation of Yamaha motor in 1955, always the company has been looking for new concept, new technology, always pushing the engineers to be imaginative, to be creative, but not technology for technology. Technology which gives benefits for the user, for the customer. And we have been developing many concepts which have been changing the motorcycle world, the landscape of motorcycle. But today we are considering that it's another step. We really try to provide to our market, to our customers. And we know that many, after the first reaction of the Tokyo Motor Show, many customers were thinking, what is it for? And also, does it need a motorcycle license?
Yeah, is it a motorcycle?
Yes, it needs a motorcycle license because this is a motorbike. And I know that many people say motorbike is two-wheel. Yeah, okay. But when you ride it, you feel like a motorbike, even if you have a third wheel. So it's a motorbike, and everything has been developed to consider how we can emphasize, make the emotion of riding a motorcycle even stronger. And definitively new. So it's a revolutionary machine. We take risks saying that, but it's true, so we have to say.
You talk about it, everyone here, I'm sure, most people will have seen it at the Tokyo Motor Show as well, but the one thing that you didn't get there was information and specifications. So perhaps we should have a little bit of a look at what has on this bike. You mentioned the CP3 engine there, but it's beefed up, isn't it?
Yeah, in fact, obviously this bike is a bit heavier than a Tracer 900, and we have the same engine, the basic engine is the same. This is a three-cylinder from 850cc coming from the Tracer 9, but we have been changing, the engineers have been changing the crankshaft and the primary ratio, the primary gear ratio, which makes the engine more, I will say, reactive, and at the end compensating the weight. So at the end you have exactly the same acceleration performance, the same feeling as a Tracer 9. So you completely forget the weight when you just consider the way the bike is reacting. And then you have these two wheels, front two wheels, where you have this kind of double upside down front fork, and we have the size of the rings is 15 inches, and the rear wheel is 17 inches. And then we have also the aluminium steel frame with a cast aluminium swing arm, and also we have all the electronics. So quick shifter, we have traction control, we have obviously ABS and YCCT, and with the D mode, and also the cruise control. So all the electronic package is absolutely the more updated technology we could have on this bike. And then after, we can consider that finally this bike, the key points, the skills of this bike is obviously based on the front end of the bike. So these two wheels, because these two wheels give you a big advantage on the way you get some stability and some comfort and obvious things, but people never think about. And Valentino knows a lot. With a front wheel, you need to get information, feedback, the feedback from the information. Here you have two tires, which give 2 times the information. So you know always where you are, how you can feel the grip on your front end, and you know exactly where you are positioning your inner wheel. So the quality of transmission and information And the way all the steering has been developed to be so natural is absolutely excellent, and also using many patterns which are the property of Yamaha. So this is absolutely specific.
You talk about the rideability, you've had a go, haven't you?
I think one guy in that room has a dreaming job, which is Valentino Rossi. Because I think the job he has, many people are just hoping to get a small piece of your experience in their life. So he has a dreaming job. But I should say I'm also a lucky man, because I have a fantastic job, and I love my job, I love Yamaha, and I love the spirit and the values of Yamaha. And in that loving experience, I had the chance also to test the bikes, to test the prototype. And I could test this bike, or from the first feasibility study to this bike now, perhaps 5 times. And then I could get my opinion and discussing with engineers, trying with all the other colleagues to learn from that feeling, that emotion, to be sure that we are true in the expression of the quality of the bike, and our customers will enjoy the same emotion. So we have been working a lot. And one day, honestly, I was absolutely convinced that this bike is fantastic, something absolutely new. And I wanted just to share with colleagues, with engineers, how to explain that concept. And fortunately for me, in another life, I have been testing skis for Salomon. So you see, we are not in a ski show, a motorcycle show, but there is a link. And it was the period of the end of 90s years, 98, 99, and it was the starting of the carving skis technology. And then, during 1 century, all the skis were always, just a straight line, vertical, and no problem. Everybody was considering this is how the ski must be developed. And one day, one guy thinks, how if we make that kind of shape, and it changed completely. And then instead to take corner, and I know you ski well, but when you take corner, you were in the past skiing, just on one foot, and you were cornering, and you were learning how to do that. And suddenly one guy said, if you play with the 2 feet, it can be better. And then suddenly you stop to ski, and you start to draw lines, and it changed everything. So for the guys who want to go for skiing this winter, I give you one thing. One thing. If you want to improve your carving skis, you have to open the hips. So when you have this kind of corner, left turn, open the hips, and then you are sure that you push on the 2 feet. And then you get acceleration. So you get control of the line and acceleration. Remember that because when you will ride this bike, it will be very useful. Because it's exactly the same. With this bike, you can push so much on the front that you play with your shoulders, and you have also adapt your riding style. But now, playing with the shoulders with this bike, it gives incredible sensation. And then you play with the bike, and then you change the mind. Before to go, to be fast on a motorbike, usually it was I go in straight line, full throttle, up. Take the brake late, and then after, I leave the brake, neutral phase. Before, I can reopen and start acceleration again. With this one, you change completely. You don't care about straight line. You just enjoy the cornering. You can brake late, keep the brake, and re-accelerate. The neutral phase is like 0. So you always play with it. So please, 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 test it. Try it. You will discover another way of riding, and it's just fantastic. So please enjoy it. Okay, evaluate as it is, but never judge it before to test it. Please. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Yeah. I love that It does look great. Valentino, have you had a go? Have you had a chance to ride it already?
Yeah, you already say everything. At the beginning it's a bit strange, but you have an incredible feeling with the front, and you can arrive very close to the limit also in a difficult condition, Well, the rest of the bike, the engine is fast and everything, but this feeling is something new with the front. So they have to try.
Extra stability. I'm sure you'll be asking for it in MotoGP next. Hey, I want there as well. No, that's not an idea. I did not say that, I promise. Did you ask Yanagi-san? Have you already asked him for a...
Yeah, already. So thanks in advance. I will have this bike during the summer around the Tabuya Hills.
Yeah, it'll be perfect. It's got the T-Max for the beach.
Exactly.
Around
the beach.
Brilliant.
This one in the hills.
Brilliant, superb. It looks fantastic. It is really revolutionary. Thank you, Valentino, so much for joining us here in Milan. Good luck as well. Next time, I'll see you in Valencia in a couple of days' time. The last round of the season as well, of course. Eric, thank you as well for your explanation and your passion. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got alongside me Valentino Rossi, we've got Mr. Eric Descent here as well. But I'd like to call on to stage as well the father, really, of all these bikes here. He's the Senior Executive Officer who's in charge of technology and model development of Yamaha Motor Company, basically all the products that we've seen here tonight. Please welcome Mr. Makoto Shimamoto. And if I can also bring him back up on the stage, thank you Shimamoto, thank you for joining us. If I can bring back as well Mr. Hiroyuki Yanagi, Mr. Kazuhiro Kuwata, Mr. Paolo Pavesio and Mr. Clement Millet. I think we'll have a final picture with the new Yamaha Nikon. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause please. While we get those photos with the new Nikon as well, it looks spectacular as well, doesn't it? Superb. I'd just like to say a big thank you to all the media, all our colleagues here in Milan. We do come to the end now of another fantastic evening here. I do hope all you fans who've been watching us live streaming on Facebook have been able to sample some of the emotions we've had here in the presence of some great new Yamaha products. And of course, you'll all be welcome from tomorrow morning to the Yamaha booth at Eicma 2017, where all the new models, including the Nikon, will be displayed. The booth is I-52 at Pavilion 24. And for those of you here, if you're not taking photos, there'll be a press kit at the back of the room with all the news for Eicma 2017, so don't forget to take one. Thank you all so much. Have a good evening.